This is really weird. I've never done a live thing before. But yeah, I'm going to try this and see if this works better, because I'll talk about it in a little while if some people actually join, but there's a reason why I haven't been posting videos. Haven't forgotten about the VC, haven't forgotten about y'all, but I've just, yeah. Hopefully somebody joins. Man, this quality is terrible. Let's see if it even like picks up without being pixelated, because if not, it's not even going to be worth doing this. And this is why I haven't been posting videos, because my internet is terrible. If anybody, it says 2 people are here, but hey, what's up, Rob? Surprised somebody actually showed up. You of all people, I actually found something today, but that I think you'll like, and I was going to show it. If this works, I don't know if it's too pixelated. Let me know. But anyway, since you're here, I guess I'll go ahead and start. This is just basically just a little test of live videos to see if this works better. I have been recording videos, and I've slowly been posting them. The videos I've been posting recently have been from months ago. I mean, back this summer. There's actually a reason why I haven't been able to, is because my internet, we have AT&T at my house, and it is so slow. It takes like 3 hours to post a 10-minute video, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have time for that. It's just, so I'm seeing if this live stream thing will work, and then maybe I can just post the videos from here to my channel afterwards. Hopefully the quality is not too bad to where it's actually a watchable video. I don't know. This is just, like I said. I'll go ahead and show that thing I was talking about. Found an album at Half Price Books of all. Oh, I see your comment. Small screen looks good. Okay. It's just, I have it pulled up on my computer so I can kind of look at it, because I have my phone turned around so I can't see anything. So this is how I'm watching it. I'm poor. I don't have a fancy camera. But yeah, if the quality looks okay, then that's really cool. I'll just go ahead and show you this album because I know you'll like it instead of waiting till people get here. Found it at Half Price Books of all places. Where is it? I have it in this box right here. Just put it in there a little while ago. Did I lose it already? No, it's right here. For $5 here in Texas. It's a minty pressing. It looks like it's never been played. Looks unplayed. And it sounds fantastic. Thought of you when I picked it up. I'm not sure if you have a copy of this or not. If you do, let me know. If not, this will be going your way. Because I'm not the hugest Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. But yeah, I'll definitely pass it on to you if you want it. And for $5, I just couldn't leave it behind. I mean, I figured I could at least get that back if I sold it. And I mean, you'd probably get 2 or 3 times that. Well, my screen froze on my computer, so I don't know if the stream froze. This is getting ridiculous. I want to be able to make videos. It sucks not making videos. But with the internet thing. I mean, I'm not worried about making money off of it. If it'll go to somebody that needs it, then I'll pass it your way. I'm just gonna get a couple listens out of it because my favorite Stevie Ray Vaughan song on there, "Cold Shot." I've always loved that song, and that video is pretty funny. Um, so yeah, I mean, for that it was worth it. But if you need it, definitely pass it your way. No, it's in the entire house. I mean, I've gone to all sorts of different rooms, and it's ridiculous. AT&T, man, they suck. Especially around here in Sealy, it just everybody around here, all my friends that have AT&T, it sucks. I mean, the download speed's fine. It's just the upload speed's like 1 megabit per second, which most internet has 3 or 4. So it's so slow. Like I said, a 10-minute video will take 3 hours almost to post, and it's just ridiculous. Which sucks because I have all sorts of cool concert footage. Hey, but it works. I need to. At least you have something that works. It's better than AT&T. I mean, because Ron, you keep posting videos almost every day, so you should have no problem. It's just mine. Like I can't sit here and wait 3 or 4 hours. Everybody seems to love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'll admit I've never been a huge fan of his. I mean, I love some of it. I don't love. I'm getting all mixed up. I'm thinking about two things, but I like some of his stuff, and then some of it's just. I mean, I know he's a big Texas guy. See, that's where do you get that through? I've never even heard of Google Fiber. Yeah, I didn't have this any on vinyl until today. I just had cassettes. Speaking of which, I'll have to do a cassette collection soon for the guys out there that like cassettes. I alphabetized every one of my cassettes, got them forward and backward. I wonder if they've gone anywhere else. I'll have to look into it because if it's that fast, I mean that's ridiculous. I know some of my friends in the Cypress area, North Houston. That's how I've been able to post videos as I've been going over to their house. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. But I've been going over to their house, and I mean, I can upload 15-minute videos in 2 or 3 minutes. That's where I've been posting most of my videos. And I have a bunch of them already posted, but I have them private, so I can just kind of post them whenever I want to post a video after it's been a while. I just recently did it, Ron, and $70 a month isn't bad. I mean, we pay just for internet and home phone, we pay like 115. So that would be better. We don't really need the home phone. We just get it because they gave us a deal. But yeah, AT&T just sucks. And then my phone service is Verizon, and that's not much better, especially in this area. But yeah, Ron, I've just had them all mixed up, and I just sat down a couple weeks ago and alphabetized everything, pulled out my doubles. Speaking of which, I have a copy of. Yes, it is easier to keep track of. I have a copy of the Final Countdown by Europe. I know I told you I was going to send a copy for Carrie. Whenever I sent you that package a while back, but I hadn't gone through my collection yet, and I wasn't sure if I had a double, but I do. So I'm going to send it to your way soon, and I'll have some other stuff in there. Because that package I sent you wasn't enough. It was just a couple things that I got, together at one point in time. I just wanted to send you something. And Rob, I know it's been a long time, but I am still going to send you a package with that Dokken Dream Warriors, and if you don't have an OG copy of this Stevie Ray Vaughan album, I'll send that your way too. But anyway, since people are in here, I guess I'll start showing stuff. I mean, I got. No, I'm sending the Dokken at least, and if you want the Stevie Ray Vaughan, it'll come along with it. I know you're not big on details because you don't want to get stuff back, but I'm gonna send it your way. And I actually have something else in mind too. It's a U.S. press. I can show you the label. It's the regular U.S. Epic. Doesn't have an inner sleeve. I don't know if this came with an inner sleeve, picture inner, originally. see if I can show that. Yeah, there you go. But it just had a plain white sleeve. I assume that's what it came with originally. I couldn't believe it at Half Price Books. I have never seen Stevie Ray Vaughan in person, in the wild. So to find it for $5, I guess they didn't know what they had. Okay, I'll send it your way. By the way, I'm playing April Wine in the background because next Sunday night, I believe, I'm going to see them and The Sweet, which, I mean, it's the deal where it's the original bass player from the band and the other guys are replacements, but they sound decent. But I'm really going for April Wine, and there's actually a Houston-based Stevie Ray Vaughan band's going to be there. I think it's called Texas Flood, and they're pretty good. So they're going to open, and then I think there's a band called Wolf Mother, something like that. I've heard of them. I don't know who they are. They might be a local band. I don't know. It's like a little festival thing at a winery, and it's pretty cool. And then Friday night, I'm going to see Jack Russell's Great White and the Bullet Boys and Enough's Enough. I know I'm just talking about, well, cool, you know who they are, so that's cool. So, looking forward to it. Never really listened to a bunch of their music. I've heard of them, and I'm sure I've heard a couple songs. But yeah, I've been going to a lot of concerts, which sucks. I mean, I was talking about that earlier, but I kind of got off track. I've seen a bunch of shows this year, but I can't post the videos because, you know, they're 5-10 minute videos and they'll take 3 hours a piece to post. I just don't have time for it. Man, I've seen so many this year. Like, I've seen more this year than I have seen in the last 3 years. My first rock concert was Michael Schenker back in April of 2015. And ever since then, I've been going to all sorts of shows. But, like, this year, I've knocked some big ones off my list. I saw Jeff Tate. Yes, Michael's coming back in May to Austin, and I'm going to go see that because Michael Schenker Fest came back this year, but I missed it because I had a wedding to go, or a funeral. That's totally different things. It's late and my mind's getting mixed up. But anyway, I had a funeral to go to, and, you know, thought about it. I don't want to go, but it was one of my friends, and I wanted to be there for him, so. It wasn't my friend's funeral. Yeah. Yeah, Ron. If the Shankerfest was coming to Florida, you should go because this tour where he has with all the original singers is fantastic. I mean, I've seen Graham Bonnet. I saw him last December. He was great. And hi, Jake. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining. Jack Russell is great. I mean, to me, he's Great White. Great White without him isn't Great White. They got some new singer now, and anyway, back to the Schenker thing. Rob McCauley, he's my favorite Michael Schenker singer, so that'll be cool to see him. And of course, Gary Barden's killer. But yeah, I'm going to see that. It's going so fast. And I know it's delayed because I've watched these live streams before and they delay, so I'm sorry it's taking so long to answer. But anyway, yeah, if you could have seen Jeff Tate, he was fantastic. And, you know, I don't know if you remember, but I was asking you before if I should go see him because I wasn't sure about his voice because, you know, I've heard reviews online where his voice isn't what it used to be. And I mean, I get that, but seeing him live, he nailed it. His voice is still fantastic and his band was just killer. And Operation Mindcrime is probably my favorite album of all time. And seeing that played in its entirety was fantastic. I mean, it was mind-blowing. I have no other words for it. It was just, I couldn't believe it. And then they played some songs off Empire at the end, and it was just a killer show. But anyway, back to my thing, and then I'll get back to some of y'all's comments. This year, I saw Jeff Tate, Judas Priest, and Saxon, and Blast Star Riders. That was cool. I saw somebody back in February, but I forgot. I'm sure there's videos online. I posted those. Saw Dokken, oh man, I wish I could have seen it back on the actual Operation Mindcrime tour. But I saw Dokken, the actual, you know, current lineup. Oh, Saxon is killer live. I'm going to see them again in February. Oh, that's who I saw earlier this year. It was Last in Line, which is Vivian Campbell and Vinny Appice from Dio with you know, a different singer and Phil Susan from Ozzy. Then I saw Dio Disciples, the other incarnation of the Dio band, with Rip Rowans on vocals and Craig Goldie and all those other guys, and it was killer. Saw Dokken, like I said, well, the current lineup with John Levin. I mean, if you want to hear, like I think I made a video about it in the past, but if you want to hear the Dokken songs, actually I haven't. The video I took talking about that show I haven't posted yet, because it's like a 20-minute video, but it's a huge haul from Austin when I went. But if you want to hear the Dokken songs played like they were back in the day, John can pull it off. Saw Lynch Mob. Then I saw Ozzy, Alice Cooper. Recently saw Thor, John Michael Thor, which was a killer show. I mean, he was really cool. Saw Candlebox. That was a show that I'll have to pull out my tickets and make a video of just the shows I've been to this year. But I saw Candlebox. That was pretty cool. I actually got free tickets to it, so figured why not. I didn't really know any of their music, but they put on a good show. And that's all I can think of. Recently saw Tracy Bird, country dude. Oh yeah, Candlebox killed it. And I mean, I went into it not knowing any of their music and came out a fan, so they did something right. And what was cool was the current lineup. You know, it's the original singer. The drummer is the drummer from Pearl Jam. They're great. I mean, their first album is killer as it is, you know, the more you listen to it. But they're one of those bands that I think they're better live than they were in the studio. Don't get me wrong, that first album is killer. Great listen, but it was just killer to see it live. But anyway, what was I talking about? The drummer is from Pearl Jam. The bass player was actually Adam Curry, which is the current bass player for Legs Diamond, which they're coming. Legs Diamond is playing Saturday night in San Antonio, and I'm going to miss that show. Kicking myself in the butt. I just can't afford it because it would cost me close to like $80 in gas over there. Plus, I'd have to get a hotel room and buy a ticket, which was $40, which was no big deal because it was a killer show. I mean, you had Jason Kane and the Jive, who's a local like blues rock guy. Heyoka, I don't know. They're a San Antonio band, I think, from the 70s and 80s. Never really heard of them. Thanks, man. I actually went through and there's been so much that's been going on, and I wanted to post videos about it, but I just haven't had time, or like I said, it's just I've recorded videos and can't post them yet. But I'm going to work on this internet thing because I want to get back into YouTube, because I'm close to 800 subscribers, which is mind-blowing. I mean, thank every one of you that has subscribed to me. And people still keep subscribing to me, even though I don't post like I used to, which is insane. But anyway, I went through my collection, and I pulled out a bunch of stuff and got rid of it. So I have it more organized, you know, alphabetized and stuff. But anyway, this weekend, the concert, back to it. And then it's the Killer Dwarves, which I love them, and I'd love to see them live. And Axe, which is not a San Antonio based band, but they were big in San Antonio in the 80s. I know Ron is a big Axe fan. Love to see them live. It's another one of those things, though, where it's not the original band, really. It's like one original guy, but I'd still love to see them. And then Legs Diamond. The big thing about it, I wanted to go, but then I thought, you know, Rick Sanford's not singing with them. But they have another guy from L.A. named Keith England, who's pretty good. I don't know if he can pull off the Legs Diamond stuff because they haven't played together in the last like 20 years, but you know, I'm sure he can do it. So I'm gonna wait until this Saturday and see the videos on YouTube. If people post them, I'm sure they will. But Legs Diamond's one of my favorite bands, and I'd love to see them live, but it's not going to happen right now. But they did post on Facebook that they're going to be coming back to Texas in the spring and releasing another album, so I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to kind of watch those videos and see what it sounds like. It's just, I've always been the kind of person, there's certain people who have a distinct voice, and without them in the band, it's not the band, you know. And Rick Sanford's one of them. It'd kind of be like Crocus without Mark Storace. There's bands that can do it, like Accept. That's another band I went and saw recently that I forgot to mention. Accept, and their new singer, he's just as good as Udo was. I mean, he nails the Udo stuff, and the new stuff's killer. The whole band sounds killer. Oh, Rick has one of those voices that you can't mistake. And I don't know if this guy, because I've listened to Keith England before. He plays a lot in LA clubs and stuff. He's like a tribute artist or whatever, but you know, does covers, and he has a good voice. I just don't know how it's going to sound with Legs Diamond. But, you know, Legs Diamond's Legs Diamond. It's Roger Romeo, the original guitar player. Trying to think of the other guys. The drummer, like I said, Adam Curry, who I saw with Candlebox, is playing bass. I have their album over there. I could look, but I'm not worried about it. But anyway, I'm just going to start showing some stuff because I know that's what y'all want to see. I just have a lot of cool stuff. I'll probably make other videos about this eventually, but I just want to show some stuff. Just some stuff that I found at Half Price Books and Goodwill mainly. A couple I bought online, but not much. A couple tapes start off with. Got Foghat, Stone Blue. Have it on record, but didn't have it on tape. Then the Traveling Wilburys, Volume 2, or Volume 3, actually. They didn't have a 2, they just named it 3, which I've always been confused about that. Not as good as the first album, in my opinion, but the first song on here, She's My Baby, Gary Moore plays the solo on it, and y'all know Gary Moore is my favorite guitar player. Then some metal tapes. These will probably be up for grabs, because I'm not huge into these guys, so if anybody wants them, let me know. Got Nuclear Assault, Handle With Care, Metallica, Kill 'Em All, Metal Church, their self-titled album. Sorry about the glare, it's because I have my laptop behind it and it's shining on it. Metal Church, The Dark, Megadeth, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. I did find one Cannibal Corpse tape too, which I just picked it up because I knew their stuff was, you know, people liked it. So, yeah, I ended up selling it for 20 bucks on Discogs, so 50-cent purchase wasn't too bad. Thought about leaving it, and I thought, no, I'm not going to leave that there. Might be worth something. A couple 8-tracks, got Elvis, called Elvis. It's got the song Fool on it, which I love. Led Zeppelin 4. On these at Goodwill, actually. And Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. Haven't really been picking up many 8-tracks. I don't have that many, but I'll have to do an 8-track collection eventually. Then some CDs. We got Steelheart, Sticky Side Up. This is a CD single. That's another band. Steelheart's coming to Houston, I think. I might go see them. I think they're coming with Warrant. And then Fight, Small Deadly Space. This is the album with, or the band with Rob Halford after he left Priest. And sorry about the noise downstairs. There's people here. I do still live at home with my parents, and you know they're noisy. And they don't care if I'm making a video. But anyway, then Ronnie Milsap, 40 #1 hits. Black Garden Plastic on your laptop screen. I'm going to look into that, especially if I'm going to do these live streams more, because, yeah, then it would... Books, and I found 2. I wish I had a friend that worked there, because I found so much stuff, and it's weird that I found that for so cheap, because the same half-price books usually marks everything up. Like, all their Beatles albums are always $25, Led Zeppelin's $25, $30, but I don't know if they missed that one or what, but to find those Stevie Ray Vaughns and then find them for half price of the half price. And you know, they say they mark stuff half of what the value is, but that's a bunch of bullshit, because I've seen a bunch of, apologize for my language, but I've seen, you know, a bunch of albums there that are way marked up. Had to get something off my computer. Anyway, on to some records. Most of these were thrift store finds, like I said. A couple were purchases. First, we got the Best of the Runaways. Didn't really click when I pulled this out that it just said the Runaways, not the Best of the Runaways. Yeah, they know their values. Yeah. And then they make it out like it's a good... And people still buy them, which is insane. I saw a guy today that bought one of the Beatles albums for 25 bucks, and I mean, it was beat up. But anyway, this is a copy of the first Runaways album in the Best of cover, so... It is what it is. It didn't pay much. Paid $3 for that one, I think. So, still a cool find. I'm going to move these over here, actually, as I go through. George Jones, for you country guys, sings the songs of Dallas Frazier. Freddie Fender, Rockin' Country. Nothing too special. Some of these I'm just going to kind of flip through. This one's kind of cool, if you're an Ozzy fan. I'm going to adjust this real quick and get something off my screen. I am going to look into that, though, for my screen, because I know the glare is really annoying. I'm sorry for the laptop showing right here. It's just, this is the only way I can do this right now because I have a tripod, but I lost the little top piece to it. Anyway, found Jimmy Swaggart, one of his albums, and only picked it up because Ozzy wrote the song Miracle Man about him. And, you know, talks about Jimmy got busted with his pants down. That's him. And he's not a bad singer. It's just not my cup of tea, really. Dave Mason, Mariposa de Oro. Probably butchered that, but this is actually a Canadian copy. Not a huge fan of his, but it was at Goodwill for $1. Then Mike Warnke, Coming Home. He is a Christian comedian. This is also made in Canada. I know Greg. I haven't really been on YouTube, and I've forgotten people's names, and I don't know why. Greg Blackmore Rules. He sent me one of his albums a while back, and it was hilarious. So to find this was really cool. So Greg, if you ever watch this video, you turn me on to Mike Warnke. Yep. I just couldn't think of it. I had a brain fart. Been having those a lot. Greg is the best. I don't care what people say. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed for me saying this, but he has the best channel out there. I mean, he's hilarious. His videos, he always finds cool shit. A lot of it, you know, he just buys to buy, which I do too, but then he finds all sorts of cool stuff. And like I said, I mean, I've been subbed to him since he first really started out, and I still watch all his videos when I get the chance. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about in here. I apologize to everybody for not being very active. I have been watching videos. I just haven't commented and all sorts of stuff. But I'm going to get back into that once my internet gets fixed. And I've been working a lot recently and just... Anyway, we got Johnny Paycheck, Lovers and Losers. This was a promo copy, so that was a decent little find. And we got some Elvis for you Elvis guys. This is a movie thing from the '68 special. It's some repackaged stuff. It has a poster with it, which was really cool. Found that at Goodwill for $1. And some of these albums will be up for sale. I'll leave a link to my Discogs down below. Well, this is a normal video. I'll figure out how to put a link to my Discogs for you, those of you that don't have it. I have some of these for sale. We got The Doors' L.A. Woman in the original shrink with the original hype sticker. This is original pressing. Have that listed on there for like $20, I think, because that's what it's selling for. Then we have Jimi Hendrix Smash Hits, which you see at every Goodwill and, you know, bargain store. The cool thing about this, something you don't find with it, is the original poster. That's the reason I bought it. I already had a copy of this, but this one had the poster. And it's a kind of stupid poster. It's not that cool. It's just Jimmy and the band on horses, but for some reason that makes this album like a $20 album if it has the poster. So I'm probably going to end up selling this copy. But I found it with the poster and figured why not. We got Elvis on Stage and The Shrink. Cool pressing upgrade for me. Ray Charles, Love and Peace. Love me some Ray Charles. This is an album that I'd never heard. One of his 80s albums, so that'll be a good listen. Then Ringo Starr, Photogravure. I don't know. Not really a Beatles or Ringo or Paul McCartney or anybody fan, but couldn't leave it for $1. You know, that's how I am. Then we got the James Gang, Year album, I don't know. Of course, Joe Walsh from the Eagles, one of his early bands. Hey, Peaches, that's so cool that you're watching my videos, because I'm a huge fan of yours, but I know Mr. Mayo, he's your Beatles, you know, fanatic. They're one of those bands, there's a lot of bands. I ought to do a video about, I blanked out. A video about bands that I'm not really into, and the Beatles is one of them. They don't do anything for me. I know that sounds weird, but I've never been a big Beatles fan. But I do buy their albums when I find them, you know, for cheap. Yeah. I like his Rancid Mayo videos and his record store ones. This was actually a bummer. This is a pretty rare album, and actually I bought this one off of a lady on Facebook who had some records for sale, and I went all the way to Houston to meet her just to get this record, and I got there and it wasn't in the cover, but it's Zippity Doodah by Bobby Sox and the Blue Jeans, and this is like a $300 record, but of course it wasn't in there, so she just gave me the cover for my troubles, have the cover listed on Discogs, just the cover for like 50 bucks, see if anybody takes it. I don't know if they will. I found this one just today, actually, at Goodwill. Shaking all over the Guess Who. It's actually labeled as Chad Allen and the Expressions before they were the Guess Who. But on the back, it looks like it's signed by some people. I don't know if that's an early Randy Bachman autograph. That'd be really cool. I'd like to assume it is, but I'm guessing it's just whoever had this just wrote on it. So I've done that before. Not on album covers, but on a piece of paper. Just scribble my signature and try to all sorts of stuff. This one I found today at a Half Price Books, actually. Went record hunting today. Roy Buchanan, My Babe. This is a German pressing. Love him. His guitar playing is great. Move those back. 10 years after. Classic performances. I'm assuming this is some live stuff, or it's just a compilation album. I don't know, but Alvin Lee is one of my favorite guitar players. So that was really cool to find. We got another one, 10 years after, Cricklewood Gold, or Green. I don't know why I said gold. I've been talking too much. Oh, that's cool. Cover's pretty beat, but it works. And we got a copy of Volume 4 by Led Zeppelin. It's pretty beat up. It does have the original inner sleeve, but it's like ripped up. But it's in there. And the album isn't in great shape, but it was $1 at Goodwill, so can't complain. They're another band, you know, I'm not huge into them, but I will buy their albums. Then we have the Blackwood Brothers. This is the band that J.D. Sumner, who sang bass vocals for Elvis with the Stamps, started out, or his band in the early 60s, you know, the gospel group. So that was cool. This record's pretty trashed. It looked like I could clean it, and I tried to, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it is trash, and it sounds like shit, but it was 50 cents, so couldn't leave it behind. Let's see. It says people have commented, but I don't see it. Yeah, he is funny. Mr. Mayo is funny. I don't know why it took so long for that comment to show up, because it showed up on my computer, but it didn't show up on my phone. Anyway. Then we have The Best of the Blues, Volume 1. It's a cool compilation. You know, you just got B.B. King, Memphis Slim, Jimmy Reed, Elmore James, Leighton Hopkins, those types of people. Just some good blues. I know Ron will like that because he's into the bluesy type stuff. Then we have Mel Tillis, Your Body is an Outlaw. This was pretty beat, but I bought it because it's a white label promo on Elektra. We got the Eagles, The Long Run. For you Eagles fans, that's another band I'm not a huge fan of, but it was like $1. And Jerry Lee Lewis, There Must Be More to Love Than This. Sorry I'm showing these so fast. I'm trying to get through them because there's a lot of them. And Hank Williams' Greatest Hits. Pretty decent copy. Usually you find that and it's pretty beat up. We have B.B. King Live at the Regal. This is an 80s reissue. But it is a gold stamp promo, which is cool. Not a white label. It's on the regular label, but what can you do? And Janis Joplin Pearl, which I found at Goodwill for $1. Which is a crazy find. And it's actually not in bad shape. You know, got a couple scratches, but as you can see, I've been holding on to some stuff. I have been buying stuff, I just haven't shown it. And like I said, if I post my original video and there's some of these in there, I apologize, but yeah, finding Janis for $1 wasn't going to leave it there because I've been looking for that album for a while. Now we're getting into some of the really good stuff, I guess. So I'll go ahead and show these. We got Leatherwolf. This was a blind buy for me, but I'd heard of them, but I'd heard the name. Never really heard any of their music, but found it at Half Price Books for $2.99, and it was a decent listen. Can you find me a house on South Padre Island? I don't know about that. Beaches. South Padre. Cool. I like that. Do you have that album? Because if you don't, I'll pass it on to you because it'll probably never get listened. I have so many albums I've realized that I can't listen to all of them. So I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff. But yeah, Peaches, if I could get you a house in South Padre, I mean, if you're serious, I can definitely look into it for you and find you some info. But South Padre is great, but it's going to be really expensive down there. It's a beautiful place, but and Texas beaches aren't that nice. I don't know if any of y'all have ever been to Texas beaches. It's like going to a little pond in somebody's backyard. That's what it looks like, you know, because I've been to Florida. I've seen the real crystal clear beaches. Texas, Corpus is... I like Corpus a little better. It's like Galveston. Everybody loves Galveston, but I think it's overrated because, like I said, Texas beaches sucks. Looks like you're swimming in a toilet bowl. That's what the water looks like. But that's just my opinion. I know some people love it. They think it's the best thing. Leather Wolf is a big score. Yeah, it was a good album. I just, like I said, it'll probably get added to my collection. I'll never listen to it again because I just have so much stuff. This is another one that y'all might know about that I didn't know about. It was a blind buy. Smash Gladys, Social Intercourse. This is a, for y'all guys that may not know about this is a female-fronted glam, you know, hair metal band. This is a promo. And it's a white label too on Elektra, which was cool. This is actually a pretty good album. I love some female singers, especially when they're in some metal bands. Now that's something, you know, like I said, the Beatles doesn't do anything for me. Now that's something that does do something for me when you got a good female-fronted rock band. Just like the Headpins. They're probably one of my favorite female-fronted bands from Canada. I know Peaches showed that album a while back, the Headpins. Turn It Loud? I think it was Turn It Loud that he showed. But that, she's a great singer, Darby Mills. Then we got Jessie Coulter, just called Jessie. This is Waylon's wife. Love her music. I know you are, because a bunch of your stuff is female-fronted stuff, and I've looked up some of the stuff you've shown and became fans of a couple bands. Then we got AC/DC Power Age. This one's in the Shrink. It has the original inner sleeve with it. Didn't have that album. It's a good album. With Bon, of course. Riff Raff. Speaking of Greg, I remember he sent me a video a while back, because we used to talk all the time, you know, through email and stuff, and I just kind of stopped responding, and I felt like an asshole, because it wasn't because I didn't want to talk to him, but yeah, so Greg, if you watch this, I apologize. You're still a great friend, and I'd love to talk to you anytime. It's just, yes, Bon is the best with AC/DC. And Peaches, yeah, the Headpins rock. Their first album, Turn It Loud, is the best, in my opinion. Second album I didn't like that much, and then they have a third album, I believe, and it wasn't as good, but I mean, it's still good. Just the first one was the best. And that's another band that was underrated, because you had Brian Too Loud McLeod from Chilliwack that played guitar. It was a shame that he passed away, but he was a great guitar player and just great vocals. And yeah, but back to Bon being the best. That is the only AC/DC that I like. You know, Back in Black's okay, but after that, it just doesn't do it for me. We got some Jefferson Airplane. I'm a huge Jefferson Airplane fan. I've said that before. Grace Slick. She was hot back in the day. Talk about a female singer. But 30 Seconds Over Winterland. I do too. That's why I really like them, because they had that bluesy earlier vibe. But this is one of their live albums. Needed that for my collection. And then Bless Its Pointed Little Head, Alive at the Fillmore East. It's a great album as well. Then going back to Grace Slick, found this today at Half Price Books. The original Wrecking Ball. Miley Cyrus doesn't have shit on this woman. Grace Slick, welcome to the Wrecking Ball. She was the original, so Miley Cyrus can, you know what. And it sucks that people know that song, but they'll never know who Grace Slick is, you know. Kids nowadays. I found that today. That was a want list item, because I have most of her albums, you know, the stuff she's with Jefferson Airplane and Starship and Solo and stuff, but I didn't have that one. And then, of course, the one I showed earlier, for the guys that weren't here, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather. Original U.S. Press. And this is on its way to Rob because he doesn't have a copy. So I'll get that out very soon. And this is another one for some of you guys that may need a copy of it. I have it for sale on Discogs, like 30 bucks. So if y'all want to offer it up, or, you know, offer for it. It is a sealed copy of Black Sabbath, The Eternal Idol. I like this album, and I bought it planning on opening it, but looked on Discogs, and, you know, sealed copy goes for about 25, 30 bucks. So I'll just sell it and buy an open copy. It does have a little wear on the corner, but other than that, and a crease right there, but other than that, you know, it is sealed. And I'm probably going to have to go soon because my phone is on 15%, but we're going to try to get it through this last couple bit of records. And yeah, thank all you guys for watching. I'll definitely do these more if y'all want me to when I can't post videos. So we're on to some, let me try to finish these before it dies. Good-Hearted Woman by Waylon Jennings. Album I didn't have, one of his earlier albums. Then Ladies Love Outlaws. It was funny because I had just finished reading his son's book called Waylon, Tales of My Outlaw Dad by Terry Jennings yesterday. And I found those yesterday after I finished the book. Some Waylon's albums that I didn't have. Folk country. Okay, so Rob, I'll do some more because this is cool with y'all like talking to me and I can talk back because, you know, it's just weird talking to a camera when nobody's behind the camera. It just makes you think you're a little crazy. But anyway, Hank Williams Jr. and Friends, one of his earlier albums with Charlie Daniels and people like that on it. And we have Ballads of Hills and Plains. Sorry for the country for you guys that aren't into this, but it was just kind of mixed in. Now we're on to some metal. Black Sabbath, Born Again. This is a Netherlands pressing. If anybody needs a copy, yeah, I'm definitely going to do this more because, like I said, it is cool to be able to actually have a response while you're talking. I have a copy of this. I bought it about a month ago. And then I found it at a thrift store for $3. Kind of rough shape, but the cover is, but the record is great. It's an import on the Starship or Spaceship Vertigo label. This is a great album. Ian Gillan, if you want to call it Purple Sabbath, I don't know. It's basically what it is, but he killed the Sabbath stuff. We're at 14%. We're good for a little while. Okay, we're down to the last three, so I'm just going to show them. Riot, Thundersteel. An album I didn't have. Riot is another band that I love, but I hadn't listened to any of this later stuff. I've always just stuck with Fire Down Under and Narita and their first album. And Restless Breed, but this is a killer album, and it's cool because I thought that's another guy I didn't mention earlier. That's usually how it is down here, but there's a guy in town. It's not really a thrift store; it's a resale shop, and I talked about it in my video that I posted recently, I think, where I found like some Def Leppard and stuff there and Dio. Yeah, I think I did post that video, but because somebody commented on it yesterday, but anyway, I know I'm saying but a lot, so I apologize. I'm just not used to talking like this. But anyway, I know the guy, and he calls me whenever he gets new records in. He bought a collection, and you know he charges $3 a piece, gets his money back. That's all he's worried about. And yes, it is an OG, and it was actually I don't know if it was a promo copy. Actually, this is a promo copy. But it belonged to a radio station because you can see the WJUL on it, written on it, which sucks that it was written on the cover, but it's whatever you do. And I actually got this for $5 on Discogs because the guy said that the cover was written on, so he didn't think it was worth money. But I mean, the vinyl looks VG plus. And then this is going to be another shocker for you, probably. Also found this one from the same guy for $5, The Privilege of Power. Their 1990 album, I believe. And to hear this stuff for the first time was fantastic. You know, this is some great stuff. And I think this was another promo because it has a hole punch right there. And this one, I didn't know that Joe Lynn Turner ever did anything with the band, but I heard the song Killer and I recognized his vocals. I was like, is that Joe Lynn Turner singing? And sure enough, I looked on there and it said it was, which was insane. But yeah, it's a cool Riot album. Last but not least, this is one album that I bought that I paid like $20 for. It was a Record Store Day release last year. Oh, it is a great album. all the way through. But this was released record store day, and I'm not big on the record store day stuff because usually it's overpriced, but this was released only in the UK. Not sure how many copies were pressed. I don't remember. It was so long ago, but when it first surfaced, you know, people were selling it online for about 25 bucks, which was what you'd have to pay at the store. But then they wanted 25 shipping for I love the kids react to music videos. It's funny to hear the kids' reactions to some of the music, because, you know, they'll talk and be like, "Oh, this guy's just screaming. I don't like his voice," and then some of the kids are like, "Yeah, metal." But anyway, this came from the UK. It was only released in the UK, and you know, it's like 20. It's as much as you pay for the album for shipping, which is ridiculous. Which is why I don't order a lot. But I wanted this one for my collection because I'm a really big Rory Gallagher fan. But anyway, it is Rory Gallagher, The French Connection, and this is a live radio broadcast from 1974 in France. And this is just a great show. I mean, Rory kills it. Got some cool custom labels. If you're into Rory, definitely check this out. This is worth the price. Just, you know, he jams straight through. Plays some solos, 5-6 minute solos, which he was good at. But yeah, my phone's about to die, so thank you guys for watching, checking in. I've almost been on here for an hour, wow. But yeah, I'll probably do another one of these tomorrow night, maybe, later on this weekend, whenever I get a chance. But yeah, like I said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed, you know, talking for a little while. You wouldn't like my reaction to Disturbed, LOL. Yeah, that's another band that I'm not too big into. Them and Five Finger Death Punch. I know everybody loves them, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Peaches, everybody who checked in, Ron, Rob, of course, you've been here the whole time. You're a trooper. But yeah, so I'll catch you later. Peace out. Thanks for watching.